Hi, this is Rob Bowerman. I'm president and founder of the Bowerman Group. We're a leading executive search firm in the luxury brand space. I hope that everyone's having a great summer and enjoying these last few weeks of August. The summer is sure flown by like it always does, and pretty soon we're going to be in the throes of our always busy fourth quarter. But in the spirit of keeping things a little lighter for August, in this video I'd like to touch upon the small but vitally important step in the interview process, the thank you note. There was recently a discussion on LinkedIn regarding the value of the interview thank you note, and honestly the feedback was mixed on whether this type of follow-up is important or whether it's become an unnecessary step that's gone the way of resumes that used to be printed on cream-colored Crane stationery and mailed via snail mail to the HR department. Some of those people think that any type of follow-up thank you note is just superfluous and not important. But personally, I believe that a well-crafted and sincere thank you is an important step in the process, and it can help set you apart. And we do consistently hear from our clients when they receive particularly strong or sincere notes from candidates that they interview through us. So even if you don't personally believe in this step, it certainly won't hurt, and it could actually make a real difference in how you're perceived as a candidate. And if you're a hiring authority, consider how receiving a well-crafted note reinforces the candidate's level of follow-up and communication skills. So here are some tips that will help you make an excellent impression with your target company's hiring authority when you are following up on your next interview. So first of all, send the note within 24 hours of the interview, ideally in the same business day. This speaks to genuine interest in the role and your enthusiasm, and it also shows a timeliness in response that could support your strong work ethic. Proofread your note carefully. This is item number 2. And as I always say, don't just rely on spell check. Did you double check the name and the title of the recipient? Did you use full sentences and correct grammar? Remember, it's a business letter, not a text. Number 3, be concise. This isn't a full recap of the interview or a complete reselling of yourself. Stick to a basic formula that we like to share with our candidates. First of all, thank you for your time. I really enjoyed learning about company and position. I'm extremely interested in this opportunity because, think of a few things that were discussed in the interview that are relevant to this, and always end with a call to action. Refer to the next steps if you can, if they were presented in the interview, or at the very least, I look forward to hearing from you or our recruiting partner soon. Item number 4, email versus snail mail. And this still does come up from time to time, although it is mostly generational. I spoke about the Crane stationery before, and truthfully, I kind of miss that. It is a nice touch. But a well-crafted and timely email does provide a genuine, real-life example of your written communication skills and ability to communicate succinctly via email. Yes, you may text more than you email in your private life, but email is still the preferred means of inter-office communication for most companies, so you have to show you're comfortable with it. The only exception to this would be if you're actually able to drop off a handwritten note or card after the interview that might arrive in the interviewer's hands within 24 hours of your meeting. That small step could be different enough that it would actually make you stand out in a crowd due to its uniqueness. Item number 5. Be sincere. It's okay to let a little bit of your personality come through in the thank you email. You still want to be professional, you still want to be concise, but you can match the tone of the note to the tone of your interview. So if you connected personally with the interview on something like a favorite restaurant, a vacation destination, then a casual reference to that to cement the personal connection can sure be a nice touch. Number 6, along the lines of being personal, be sure to resist using the top template that comes up when you Google interview thank you notes. Somehow the phrase, along with my enthusiasm, I will bring to the job, blank, 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 became a go-to template. And if that's your note, the interviewer, who's likely read hundreds of these notes over the years, is going to know that you did a cut and paste job. Item number 7, and I think this is really important. If you met with a few people, whether it was a series of interviews or a panel interview during the day, take the extra time to craft a slightly different note to each individual person that you met versus a blanket note to the full group. It shows attention to detail and respect for the time that each of those people spent with you. From my perspective as a recruiter, I often say that we learn a lot more about a candidate by the level of follow-up, timeliness and response, and attention to detail through the interview process than we actually do through the interviews themselves. Actions such as well-written and timely thank you notes speak in so many ways to how a candidate could even perform in the job. And believe me, the interviewer who receives your notes is making that same evaluation. Small things can indeed make a big difference. So I hope this gave you some things to consider when deciding how to thank a hiring authority for your next interview. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and be sure to follow the Bowerman Group on LinkedIn to catch all of our postings. Talk to you in the fall.